Alright, here comes a big sweat. I'm pretty confident I'm making top 8, but we'll see. What is this? I need to sweat it for a second. That match doesn't really have much effect on the top 8, but that's definitely was a top 16 match, so Gallon there is going to make top 16, which does kind of matter. They might, I think 9th to 12th is a different payout to like 13th to 15th. I think there's like a gap. Yeah, no, 9th to 16th all pays the same, so good for them. All right, I was 8th. Oh wow, so I snuck in there. So I pushed everyone else out. Oh wow. So I went from yeah, I was 11th. So yeah, I I snuck in there. Oh, that was harder than I thought because I guess a lot of my opponents lost. Yeah, oh my God, Ludwig, you. I'm sorry. I gave you too much hope there. Sorry about that. I thought the math would be a lot different, but I guess my breakers were just too strong. Yeah, because I jumped from like 11th to 8th. Kalak losing did help a little bit, but also hurt a little bit. But I mean, Fazil winning was better for me. That bumped me just a little bit. That was just enough there, because I already won my losses. So you're winning the 5-1. That's how you do it. I know how that feels. Losing around 1 doesn't matter at all as long as you win all the rest of them. I'm just gonna wait for the I'll wait for the top 8 to be paired, and then I have to post something for everyone else. Yeah, that was definitely a win-in for Fartak. They had to win that one to make it. Alright. Spot's so slow today. Hello, bot? Do something? Come on, bot. Let's go. Yeah, I pushed them out. I thought that would make 8th, honestly. But, I guess the other trolls are just super strong. I thought my breakers would, like, push me to, like, 7th. And they would know I got an 8th. But, I don't know. That wasn't to be. Alright, let's get going. Stuck my way in the top 8, but what better way to do that? Like, it's undefeated Resto Kiki. Alright, won the die roll. 8th seed winning the die roll. No, no. I'm gonna keep this hand. Could lead to a cheeky turn 3 if I play this, but I probably won't. Okay. Oh, there's Grixis, huh? Okay. My hand's pretty aggressive, so I'm liking this game one. The best cards they have in this matchup are things like Erebos' Intervention buys them a lot of time. I might end up playing the Spike Flash. In case, yeah, I'm playing this. This kind of leads to a what is it called? Radiant Flames if they need it, but if they don't have it, they're getting crunched for a billion. Totally happy about. So they kind of have to have it here, which I'm fine with because I have the factory to kind of do the thing. And then channeling to the dome. So trying to burn them out from here. Can't. Trying to dodge all the life gaining spells. Erebos' Intervention, probably the worst card to see here. But if he keeps tapping out, then I'm okay with it. They could have it. That'd be so annoying. My last opponent had a bunch of Infernal Grasps, but if they have Intervention here, then it really prevents the Hazoret casting. It'd be really annoying to get it for 2. I'll just hang out, I guess. Just end of turn burst lighting. If I get Joggle Hops, it's not great. The Tezzeret, I will just ignore. I mean, they could like plus. Plus would be great. Okay. If I draw a red source. Okay, I have to play this. I'm going to the dome. I'm gonna ignore this guy. It's just fine. If they have, but if they have a Joggle Hops here, they're gonna be very ahead. But I kind of need to resolve that. I don't know. Yeah, Joggle Hops pretty good here. Honestly, they can just keep plussing. I think that's just good enough in this spot. If they have any counter spells, it's gonna be really good. I always wonder if the ultimate they have enough permanents to actually like, do anything good. I guess I can keep getting like random planeswalkers, like the good ones, like Sorin or whatever. I'm just gonna ignore it. I mean, I can't deal with it anyway, so they'd have to get like a planeswalker that like gave them life. This is an intervention. That's really bad. It means I'm like 3 spells away from killing now. Okay. They get another Tezzeret, I guess, to start. So they have one to replace. That's fine too. Depending on what they get with this, I just might concede. We'll see. Okay. Alright. Not surviving an ultimate. Close. It's pretty close. Alright, Chain Whirler out. Price of Progress in. It's really the only reason I played this deck, because I wanted to play Price of Progress. I'll play the Revokers for just random Planeswalkers. They're just kind of like beaters, too. Flooded twice in the mirror. Congrats. I'm gonna cut a Copter. I think that's fine. This does kill Planeswalkers, but if they get a Planeswalker on the battlefield, it's like the worst. That's probably the most of my problems. They should be dead before that happens, honestly. So did you also play Grixis? Is there three Grixis people in the top 8? I assume Stefan played Grixis because they made the deck. Alright. I'm keeping. Oh, I think it's a great deck for sure. Putting 3 people in the top 8, pretty good. Can't complain about that. Okay. I'm gonna name the smallest one, which is Schemer, I believe. I'm aiding my own death by playing all these non-basics. As long as I have more life than they do, it'll be fine. That's minus 12. If they ever tap out, they're gonna die. Okay. Hmm. I'll wait. Oh, cool. They're tapping out. I don't. Yeah, I mean, this is the only reason I'm playing red, so I could do this. That was fun. I really want to win that game 1. It's not that they're gonna be in the play, but we'll see. I drew double price. I don't know. I don't know. I am fine with the sideboard again. I think I'm fine with all of this, so let's run it out. Mediocre 3 into top 8, yes. I think it's good against people that don't know the format, honestly. Like, you don't really know what's going on. All of a sudden, you just drop all these planeswalkers on you. I'm going to keep this hand. So I think it's like... padding about average. It's just average copium. It's just average copium. Deck is just average copium. Again, I'll name the schemer here. Although they could have like a what is it? Radiant Flames. I'd be okay with that. I don't really need a fourth land yet. I'd rather just like kind of put more pressure on my opponent. Nice. But I think I'm gonna get Wrath here, which is okay. Again, really okay with that. Okay, Schemer's not bad. I need to draw an untapped land here, so I can do a lot. Okay. Hmm. I'm just thinking. If we go untapped land, uh, if they go like untapped land, Jokel Hops, and have the Tezzeret, it's pretty great. I'm thinking about either like killing the Tezzeret or just like avoiding all that. They kind of need the Jokel Hops now. I kind of just want to dome them, but not attack with the Mishra's Factory, so I can end a turn, price them, and then cast a bunch of Lava Runners, kill them. I think that's my line. It would suck if they have a Wrath though. This is gonna suck if they have a Wrath. And it's gonna look weird when I don't attack with all these things either. I mean, 6 mana Wrath is pretty strong, I would think. Alright. Mountain would be sick. Mountain's sick here. Okay. Mountain's still really good. Mountains are pretty good here. Okay, one more land. Still pretty hot. They have a bunch of counter spells. They're tapping out, though. They'd have Spell Pierce here, or Dispel. Okay. They can still have Lose Focus, which would be really annoying. Going for it. Everyone stand up. Aww. Oh, lapse? Pause? I mean, they get it like Jokel Hops again. Oh, they're not doing it. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Oh, they're ultimating Tezzeret. They maybe shuffle my Incinerate. That's it. That's pretty interesting. Hmm. Hmm. Tezzeret's or Soren's whatever. They're not dead. I mean, I'm not dead yet. It's close. They get Erebos as intervention their own guy, so it's like that's always on the table. Maybe I was a bit anxious on that spell. I'm attacking. You know what I forgot to bring in, by the way? It's the Goblin Assaults. It's been way too long today. Don't we have Goblin Assaults for this matchup? Yeah, they're right there. What the heck? I just realized that. That's literally for this matchup. It's literally the best card. I completely. Why didn't no one say anything? Imagine if I had a land. Imagine if I had a bolt right there. That'd be sick. Oh my god. I just realized that. I completely forgot. I just completely forgot. I just thought about that just now. I was like, oh, I completely forgot about that. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Like, that's why I like Hopter in this matchup. They just die anyway. Oh, we got Inferno Titan. That's pretty good, too. That's a good permanent. Alright. GG's! Had the memory lapse when they needed it. These things happen. I forgot to bring in the good cards. I didn't draw a double price, and that's why I lost. Let's be real. Two prices, great. One price is just okay. But I'll take top 8, you know, after losing two random things. Kinda got carried by Fazil pretty hard. If they just don't run the table, it's like, I'm not even in this. Man, I am tired if I forgot to bring in the actual enchantment. I'll just GG's them real quick. I think I go for it there, no matter what. They have two lands untapped. It's like, there's no way I can't go for it. I think. I guess I could have done like an end of turn that, and then maybe I could have like end of turned something. I don't know. Like they untap. I think they ultimated one of the Tezzeret's, and then they had a wildfire. They wildfire their own thing. Yeah. I think the last card I think to have is Memory Lapse. So if they have it, they're always gonna hold it, right? Alright. Goblins against Delver, the lone Delver. Not the lone Delver participant, but the lone Delver person in the top 8. They're playing blue-black Delver. But it looks like Goblins is enough here. They're at 1, so... Goblins, another strong contender, moves on. So we got two Grixis control decks, Goblins, and the winner of this match here, which I think is another Goblins match. I think they're a Goblins versus Cycling. Okay. Somehow Cycling has become the champion I think we're hoping for now. Is it? This is not lethal because this guy can't come back. Alright. The runestone's gonna prevent the persist here. And they're gonna need, I don't know what they could use here. Interesting cycle of the spark spray. I don't think like how big this creature doesn't really matter until they draw like a football crater or something. Like a football crater, it's over. Game actually over. The rare experience of actually giving it trample. Alright, expert kind of churns along. Now, oh, but the spark spray, they had another one. What a trick. What a twist. They win that match. Alright, I'm gonna quickly restart my MCGO so we can watch the rest. So my stuff is very laggy. But we're gonna continue watching, so stay tuned. But if you do want to watch another perspective, I think Resto Kiki is streaming. So it's twitch.tv/Resto Kiki if you want to see their perspective. They're on an undefeated run. So maybe that's the place to be. But if you want to hang out here, go ahead. Might as well just finish this off. Make a video out of it somehow. It's so funny how I completely forgot the enchantment that I specifically brought in, specifically put on my deck for this. I don't want to blame tiredness, but I am tired. It's been a long day. Okay. Push through all these results. Alright, so we're gonna watch Cycling against Goblins. The same matchup we just saw. See how that goes. Game 1 feels very Goblins-y, but the game 2, you saw some of the innovations for the, they can remove the persist stuff. The weathered runestones are pretty nice. This other matchup here is Grixis Mirror, so he probably will end up going there later, towards the end. I guess I can call myself best red deck player, at least for this tournament. Even though I didn't bring in the one card that was good. 4 prices, that's the future. Alright, here we go. This is Goblins, red-black Goblins against Aggro Slide, red-white Slide. Nothing crazy in this cycling deck. They were playing Ironcrag Pyromancer over the Great Vantasaur, which is another sort of like, it's another sort of like Lightning Rift that just gives you free value. It's Goblin deck. Definitely a first day at class Goblin sort of deck. This is a great turn too. Mutation's Expert, I think, just makes this deck really great. It gives you something in the, like, when you play like 29, 30 creatures that really helps you out with just removal. But they're playing a full 4 Goblin Bombardment, which is another great card. So they have plenty of sack outlets for 4 Prospector, 2 Sling Gang, and 4 Bombardment for the first day of class with their Persist guys, Putrid Goblin, and a single red cap. Here comes a Ironcrag. Ooh, but looks like Goblins here are missing a land drop. The 0-4, just really annoying to deal with. I think game ones are usually about the combo turn. You can try to, like, as goblins, you can kind of just, like, buy some time, and they're under, like, very little pressure. There's no Lightning Rift yet. There's no, like, big, like, Flourishing Fox, so they've kind of, like, dealt with everything pretty well. Alright, they find Mog War Marshal. Pretty fun with the bombardment. Double Iron Crag gives you a lot of sort of options here, but they're going all dome. They must feel like it's a race, which I feel the same way. Because now, like, first day, Putrid Goblin kills right here. But they didn't get Putrid Goblin with the Goblin Matron, which means either they have it already, or they don't have the first day of class. Yeah, this is kind of a free attack, because you do have the Goblin War Marshal, or Mog War Marshal, to shoot down one of the 0-4s. Alright, they decided to shoot down one of the 0-4s anyway to buy some more time. It's an interesting choice. I guess if they get cycled twice and cycled twice again, they just die. But they have another Iron Crag. Or cycle once and then 2 more cycles kill them. So, I guess that's fair. I don't think it matters to killing this, because they already have a sack outlet in the bombardment. So, I like going face. Alright, here's the red cap. Which they could take out another one of these things. This might be not worth it. I don't know. Because even if, like, they have... I think the problem with this is that, like... Well, it doesn't... I think it can only do this. This is all they got. So, they might as well go for it. But they can just untap Flare you, and you should probably just die. Well, even like a single cycle here and then 2 cycles on the opponent's upkeep's gonna kill them. Alright, there is the 1. So they need just 2 more cycles on the opponent's turn to kill. Or Lightning Rift will do it. If they have any cycling card now, they die. They kill them, and that's it. Game 1 going to cycling. I don't think it gets any better for the Goblins deck here, because they could bring in things like Weathered Runestone, which are really good against the Persist combo part of this. Sweltering Sun's another great Wrath effect. It also has cycling, so this looks pretty great for cycling. Goblins doesn't have like much against this. I think Earwig Squad is pretty great in this matchup. You can kind of like cheese some like Zenith Flares or maybe try to get some Lightning Rifts out with maybe like Duress. But there's only like a single Feed the Swarm. This is tough. This might be a tough one. If they can get like a quick first day at class combo out, that might be good enough. But this is rough. This is not a fun matchup. All right, turn 1 Prospector for Goblins here. I think Prospector was so important for the Persist deck until they got Goblin Bombardment. Flourishing Fox, follow up. You need to find an expert now, otherwise this card's going to be really, really annoying. But the Bombardment's good enough. I think everyone just forgot about how good cycling can be. But it's a really strong deck. It's still really strong. It's never really lost much. Their sideboards change a bit, but the deck's gonna be eternally great. Or just fine. They found Earwig Squad. That's interesting. If the Goblin Mansion lives here, they can prowl out the Earwig Squad. That's what they're I think that's what they're aiming for, which is not a bad choice. The only cards here that can kind of beat them is like a blocker, which is right there. So they're looking to dodge 2 cycles here. So now it's kind of a game of chickens. Like, do you want to cycle? If you cycle, then you have to have another cycle spell. But inside the trade, that's good for goblins. Quite honestly, that's a good trade for goblins. And they lead with a Mog War Marshal, which is going to help the Prowl and the Earwig Squad if they don't kill both these creatures. I don't think you can really pay the Echo, though, for Mog War Marshal. Alright, Healer's a great blocker. If they have a land, I think you do have to pay the Echo now. The only card that really blows you out is the Spark Spray, which they've already cycled one, but they always have it. Honestly, this is fine too. You can sack the War Marshal here to ping. Actually, double ping is fine too. That's not a bad line either. So now you just have the Goblin token. Hopefully, they don't have the Spark Spray, which is really the only card they could really have in this situation. They always have it. See, I'm telling you, they always have it. They always have it. They always have it. The odds are like never for them, but yet they always have it. It's crazy. But definitely digging here for. I think a Rift would be the best thing. Double Red's nice too. Now like cards like Sweltering Suns are online. Goblins here definitely needs like a Ringleader type effect. Or just Ringleader in general. Ringleader would be so strong now. There's no like lightning rift in sight, so all your goblins are pretty fair. Um, the bombardment does help as well to like kind of mitigate lightning rifts. They're never bad now. At least creatures aren't never really bad. All right, they're going for the prowl. This is nice. They get to exile 3 cards. Also, you just make a 5/3, which is really good. So it's basically a 5/3 Sadistic Sacrament. They get 2 flares and 1 revoker, which is interesting. Which might mean they have a couple flares in their hand if they only went for a split like this. Alright. Pyromancer doesn't really block the Earwig Squog that well. Alright. I like the rest in this matchup, actually. They had double flare, of course. They always have that, too. So at least you're kind of like out of the woods of like getting double flared. Alright. Their hand is just flare. Which still buys them a ton of time. You can't flare any creature, because if you flare a creature, the bombardment just kind of nullifies that. So you could really only go to the dome if you want to get the life gaining. And this is interesting, seeing that this is the last flare, 2 of them been exiled by the Earwig Squad, and 1 just got discarded with the duress. You have to wonder, like, when is it time to pop it? Did they just wait for 20 things? But, like, they're at 8, and they're not blocking at all, so they hit another land. So I think it's like, you know, put up or shut up now. You kind of have to flare something, or your opponent. Alright, Expert is going to take out the Pyromancer. And now there's some thought. I mean, there's really no thought. They're okay. They're just going to concede. Interesting choice. They could have definitely lived a lot longer, but just top decking on like a really stacked board would have been kind of hard. And especially with the bombardment, with something like Soldiering Suns, it's not going to be as damaging as you would expect. So game 2, going the goblins there. Alright, the other match is already over. And it is Stefan besting Resto Kiki. So maybe like, I know Stefan is like the originator, but they definitely like has played it a bunch. I think they also have a win with the deck. Oh, they have a top 8, but they've been doing really well with it. Definitely making it to the finals. Good showing. So he goes down undefeated until the semis. This is game 3. The winner of this match is going to play Stefan Gorky. I'm saying that name so wrong. In the finals of the kickoff for season 22. Whether Runestone on turn 2 is going to stop most persist shenanigans, unless they have something to remove it. Usually Trash Master is the way. And speaking of persist, guys, here's Future Goblin. If it dies somehow, the Goblin will not come back, thanks to the Runestone. Rescuer, ready to bring a friend soon. Ooh, no blocks, and a hidden Earwig Squad real early. At least this time we have a 3-1 to kind of like chump. But I mean, the 1-1's also chumped really well too. So they need to find another expert, Nisha's expert, to take out this Rescuer, because letting him on tap of it is going to be a bit scary. This time, I think they're just getting all flares. Alright, so they got 3. I'm so surprised it did not block. Just with a token. They kind of got punished for it. But here's a Flourishing Fox, which is not really out of the woods in terms of like getting out of like a munitions expert range. But this does mean that like now the Goblins deck has to decide which to kill. I mean, you need to kill both these things. They're gonna just generate a ton of incidental value. We need like a land and double expert would be pretty bonkers. Even like a Goblin Bombardment would be not bad, but again, the Runestone's kind of preventing some shenanigans. Alright, Matron. I'm pretty sad that these decks don't have Tar Fire in them. I think Tar Fire would be pretty strong. And in situations like this, Tar Fire being a tribal instant, searchable by Goblin Matron. Tribal Goblin, of course. I don't know what they're gonna get here. Trash Master will be really interesting to take out the Runestone. Also pumps your team. Your team's getting a bit washed by these 1/1 tokens. The Flourishing Fox is another big deal, though. So they're getting the Trash Master, which does open up a Persist combo to try to kill, which might be the play. They do have to live through most of this. I mean, the Airwick Squad's a really great blocker. I was about to say, till they have a Lightning Rift, though. Lightning Rift definitely is going to change a lot of decisions. You have to kill the Future Goblin. I think it's, like, really important that this thing dies before they can get, like, some sort of first day of class sort of thing. And while you still have the Runestone. You can try to push with these 1/1 tokens, but now that you're like the Lightning Rift player on cycling side, you can just take your time. Um, every 2 cycles is going to kill an X4. So I'm not super worried. Like, killing a Runestone would be fine if you have the Trash Master, but like, really at what cost? Alright, Pyromancer, just another sort of thing to annoy everything. Now if they cycle, they can take out the Trash Master, make a token, and pump the Fox. Like this is the snowball that is aggro slide. If you can't deal with all the stuff, all of a sudden all this happens. And for 1 mana, they've generated a billion value. The Trash Master is gonna take out the Runestone. But they need a crazy combination of cards to kind of pull this out from here. Otherwise, an untap here is gonna be really bad. But at any point, they could have this hand of like, okay, there's Bombardment. There's First Day. Do they have a Putrid Goblin? There it is. That's the combo. There's no mana here, so there's no Lightning Rift shenanigans or anything like that. That's all going upstairs. And Goblin's pulling it out. Wow. Had to get through all of that, but then in the end, they just had it all. That's the 3-card combo. Goblin's going to the finals against Grixis Super Friends, or Grixis Joe Cops, whatever you want to call it. Definitely, I think the 2 most popular decks today. Let me count. 1, 2, 3. Let me look. Look at this in a different way. Oh, I can't see it through that angle. I can just count with my eyes. All right. 1. Oh, let's just more control. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3. What is this? 1, 2, 3. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, at least 8 Grixis decks here. And the other deck, Goblins, had at least like 3 players. One was Jun. They can count. 1, 2. Three. What is this? 4. 4 Goblin decks, and 2 Goblin decks made top 8, so they had a pretty good record. Probably the 2 most popular decks by far, just based off like numbers alone. Probably the 3rd popular, probably red deck, I would say. But yeah, definitely looking at the top 2 probably archetypes this season so far. Game 1 goes the Goblins. For round 1, rather. No, what am I saying? The die roll goes to Goblins. What am I saying? Turn 2 Bombardment, pretty strong for the Goblins deck. All the Wrath effects that the Grixis deck here can throw at them. It's going to be kind of nullified by the Goblin Bombardment itself. Cleansing Wildfire, nice ramp spell. Only made possible by these indestructible artifact lands from Modern Horizons 2. Helps them bridge that gap. Just playing, because when you play 12 tap lands, you're going to need like some help to get through it. So Goblin Matron can probably find like Putrid Goblin. And if they have first day of class, this is already a combo-rific turn. They find Putrid Goblin. There is countermeasures, though, that this deck has. But they're, namely Erebos' Intervention, which is a great main deck card for any deck. But they could definitely have it here, which is a black and a blue untapped. Are they going to Izzet Charm the Goblin? Their first day, though, this is lethal. Oh, wow. I can't believe they went for it. I didn't like... Now they're just getting super punished, and that's game 1. That was aggressive, I would say. Because if you untap with this, maybe... I don't know what's in your hand here, but you could definitely... You could have definitely waited. But game 1 goes to the Goblin deck. It's just like that. They can just have it at any point. That's the scary part about this, like, pseudo combo, pseudo mid-range, pseudo aggro deck. Definitely plays a lot of different hats. Very similar, honestly, to Aggro Slide. Just does a lot of different things all at once. Which is probably why it's a really good deck. It's very versatile. I'm surprised they tried to do that. Like, you gotta be patient when you're in this shoes. You're the control deck. Your life total is a resource. You have to, like, basically try to play towards not this happening. Stefan here lost round one, but has run the table since. Um, I think their one loss was to the mirror, actually, which is really funny. Um, Goblin stack here. Only loss was to Resto Kiki, who's now out, that was also a Grixis deck, so trying to get it done here. Yeah, you have to like initiate them to do it, and then while the trigger's on the stack, you can do it again, because then it won't come back. I kind of learned that a bit too late. I don't know if my match would have mattered for that. All right, Grix is gonna be on the play for this game too. Already gets a ramp in the Goblin Wall, Cleansing Waterfall, but Goblin Bombardment again. But I think it's been like the best card in this deck. Enables the combo, or just like I said, nullifies kind of the wrath effects. We didn't really see enough of this card, I think, in the season before, season 21, where it just first became legal, but it's definitely showing its stuff. It literally had the word goblin on it. How can you not put it in this goblin deck? It literally says goblin on the name. Mog War Marshal. Great against Ras. Another great card that's against Ras. They're gonna take out the token. And of course they'll sack it to the bombardment. Tezzeret the Schemer. Gonna roll up to make a little Lotus Petal. I mean, Ethereum Cell. Should be treasures. Imagine if this card was treasure. It'd be so great in this format. If this said treasure instead of Ethereum Cell, we would have had some problems. Or I don't know. Not really problems, but would have loved it if it said treasure. Alright. That's actually... Oh my god. Are they dead already? The only card that could save you here is something like... Okay, they're gonna play Munitions Expert. Usually you see this because they have a ton of first aids at classes already. It looks like they are shooting the Tezzeret, the Schemer, and attacking. If you have a Joggle Hops here, I think you just run it out. I think this is your best bet to try to reset the game. If you have a Planeswalker in play, you definitely like bide your time. Yep, there's the Joggle Hops. So all the lands and creatures going away for goblins. Tezzeret's gonna be left behind. Yeah, no roll up. I think they kind of forgot that could happen. Now they're left with nothing. But I mean, they still have like the land advantage. I think it was kind of just like a brain fart. They got a little greedy. They wanted to sell afterwards, but you know, nice heads up there from the Goblins player. The Goblin deck doesn't really need a ton of lands to kind of like do their thing. 4 lands is enough, so to give them that little inch, they're gonna take it all the way. But yeah, if they kept that Tezzeret, they would have definitely been able to play some of these probably more expensive cells that are stuck in their hand. Or kept the Tezzeret around. 3 lands back already, and they have Introduction for Prophecy. The lesson card they got from learning from first day of class. Alright, they found another Tezzeret. And they're gonna hit him the first duress of uh, this match. Right. They discarded a Jokel Hops to show all sorts of removal. And now they have a card against the Persist combo, Erebos' Intervention. It also has double Thirst and a Languish. Tons of removal. But the best card in his hand, definitely Intervention. So now you can't really first day for the Persist combo. Not Slinging Lieutenant, which does eat a Languish. Alright, Bloodchief's Thirst on all of the small tokens, or at least on one of them. But did that exact both tokens, which is really interesting. Oh, this is the big duress, because now they can take out the intervention. I think you just have to use it. Oh, they let it resolve. Okay. They're holding Island, Language, Bloodchief's Thirst. That's crazy that they didn't decide to use the intervention, because that's a card they're definitely going to take. Slinging Lieutenant goes to the Dome. And Patchling is the follow-up. This is good enough for a Languish, I think. You can't let Patchling just hang out. Yeah, tournaments can be really long. It's really hard to just keep your focus. Time zones also a big deal. These we have people play from all over the world. You never know where they're at. All right. If they have a first day here, this could be game. Of course. That's it. Goblins takes it over Grixis control. Congrats. Fun tournament. I wish I'd sideboarded better, but that's it. Otherwise, no regrets. I liked my choice. I liked my tired red deck choice. I don't know. I liked everything. I don't know if I need this. I don't think you need this for anything. If I were to play it again, I would play like Graveyard Hate. I would just play like Runestones. Because the only unfair thing was the Goblin deck, and like maybe other like random Reanimator or Oops All Spells. So I think I would cut this actually for. I mean, Revoker's great. Don't get me wrong, but I would just cut it for like Graveyard Hate. I just kind of didn't really think about it. I never really used this. I don't know if I even use this. I'd probably play another Arc Trail, honestly. I would like to play more Arc Trails. Oh, I played more Price in that matchup, so I mean, just draw Price of Progress. Just draw Price of Progress and win. But that was my only thought about like post decks. But 4 sick. Hazard's sick. I mean, I liked all my spells mostly. Copter's a little weird with only 20 creatures. I'm not gonna lie. You didn't. Well, you didn't see. You didn't see my round 6 then. I'm stopping too, but thank you for the raid recipe. Congrats on your top 4. Get a good match, but yeah, I mean, just kind of looking this over. I would just change this now. I would play like 2 of these. I'd probably just like cut this for this. Most of the anti-control stuff is just drawing price of progress. That's really just the plan. And like, this is fine. This is just like its own little planeswalker. Yeah, good games. It was close. All those games were close. Yeah, I don't know if I change anything else. I mean, I could consider. I mean, I don't think I consider cutting Copter. It's just too good. But for Hazoret, definitely is the play. It's kind of like people that like don't play 4 Mind's Desire in their Storm decks. I think it's the same thing. It's always good in the mirror. And I was even prepared for the mirror with Soul Sears, but that's assuming that people would play 4 Azure, which no one else did. Oh, Vandal Blast? I don't know. I think people I thought would play more like Affinity. It's just like chill in there. It could be like Smash Smithereens. That's a fine card too. Smash is probably better, but I'm always like worried about Affinity. Yeah, Affinity probably isn't that bad, so you can probably just play Smash here. I'm actually surprised no one plays Affinity because I thought the deck would be really good. But I mean, Soul Seer is for the bigger decks too. You could play this in the mirror. I think it's really great in the mirror, but because the best card in my knowledge, the best card in the mirror is Hazoret. So you want to just prevent them from having Hazoret, so you just Soul Seer it. But it's also good against like Stompy and other like just big idiot decks with like Love for Beast. Yeah, I mean, I don't need. I want them to have non-basic so I can price them. So any matchup where I would Molten Rain them, I would rather price a progress them. I would just turn into the pseudo burn deck. I guess the only other card I would consider if I wanted to cut Copter, so it's probably Flame Rift. I would like to just be like a pseudo burn deck against a lot of other things. That's the only card I think I would not play over play over Copter. So I would think about that. But Copter was pretty good. I would like to cut this card actually. Maybe switch these to like Stromkirk Noble slash Falconwrath Gorger for discard shenanigans. I really just want to honestly, I really want to play with Fiery Temper. I don't know. Maybe I'm asking too much for like Copter Fiery Temper. I'm probably asking a lot. Pyromancer was good. I liked Pyromancer. I thought Pyromancer was fine. I didn't mind. I didn't miss Earthshaker. I was totally fine with this. It's basically a burn spell that crews Copter. I think when you play like haste creatures, it gets really awkward with Copter. So you want a creature that does something just like Chain Whirler. You want something that does something, but also can crew. And that's kind of like the value of Copter. Like when I think about Copter, I think about when I played Red White Vehicles in Standard. I think about those the 3/1 Scry 2. And then when you crew a thing, it's like it gets plussed or something. I think about those kinds of cards. So I'd be looking more towards like value creatures, maybe at 1 and 2 at 1. So like Root Wall was just an idea to go with Copter and Hazoret. But Lava Runner I think is fine. I think Lava Runner is fine. I don't know. Like I could actually see myself playing something crazy like Mog Fanatic. I would play Mog Fanatic with Copter. I would not mind that at all. But Lava Runner I think is pretty solid. I think it's really solid in like the mid to late game where you just want to push everything in the red zone. I didn't feel bad about Factory Chain Whirler. That was awkward, but I play like 24 lands, so like these are lands. It's fine. I don't know. That's my analysis. I didn't really make a front analysis for it, so I might as well make a back one. But these are the changes I would make. Like I said, I'm not really sure about this, or this. Like I said, mock fag could be kind of interesting. Love Runner's fine. Like I've always said I don't like Fervent Champion. I don't really like. I don't hate Rakdos Cackler, but I don't like Fervent Champion. I don't think it's for the deck. If I want like a random 1/1 haste creature, I'm gonna play like Fanatical Firebrand. That's what I would play. I mean, Stormcroak is fine. I don't know. It's fine. Stormcroak's best mode is Crewing Copter. Well, Stormcroak just like grows slowly, but finding something to go with it'd probably be Lava Runner. If I could switch this with Stormcroak, it'd be fine. Activating this is kind of awkward, but Flame Tongue? I don't like Flame. The small Flame Tongue was kind of interesting. I saw that in some sideboards, but that'd be fine in like if I was more burn oriented. I don't think it's bad. It's bad in some matchups. It's not main deckable. I would say that. The Yearling is definitely not main deckable. I might just cut Copter. Copter, I feel like if I wanted to get lower, like Copter could just be Flame Rift, but Copter just does a lot. It does a whole lot. It blocks other Copters. That's the best thing it does. And maybe get over Flame Rift. I would actually, honestly, wait. Like I would play like I'd play Searing Spear or Lightning Strike. I'd be pretty high on that. Whatever is legal. I'd play another thing to kill their Copters. Yeah, either one. Lightning Strike or like I want more Incinerates. That's what I really want in this deck. I wanted more Incinerates. Like I don't mind playing with fire, but I think like if I wanted to get away from Copter, then I have to find a reason to not play it, which is to kill other Copters, which is why I would play like Searing Spear. Yeah. Copter gives you like long game, like pretty decent long game, but and when the ground is gummed up, you can get to go the air, but I don't know. It's kind of awkward to crew later or the loot later when you're just kind of one handed. I really wanted things like Curse of Scroll somewhere. I could see like Curse of Scroll being in the deck somewhere, maybe in the sideboard, but Curse of Scroll would be great. I always wanted something like that. Curse of Scroll Hazard seems so good, but that's too many like threes. That's basically like two different three activations. Like get Magus Spruce Copter. I mean, that's smart. I could see, honestly, I could really see getting away from Copter. As good as it is, I could see getting away from Copter. But then what? I don't know what I would do. I think I played it. I really just played this deck on a LARP. I thought it'd be like. I really wanted to play Control, but I didn't want to play the Grixis deck, so I thought that'd be overplayed, which I was right. So I really did want to play a Control deck. I had one in my brain for a while, but I was really busy today, randomly. So I came with Mono Red with 4 prices. TV ribbons. Yeah, it does that. Yeah, I think honestly, Lava Run is the best, and you're probably right. I mean, Stormkirk is always just solid, so I could play Stormkirk here. I could just play Stormkirk. They're just solid cards. Sometimes you just want solid cards, you know? Stormkirk's pretty solid. Or we can just get super metal, not play the hazards, and just play Searing Spears and just get like really metal. Like there's a deck where you play just 2 more mountains and then 2 more 3-drop burns or 2 like 2-drop burn spells. And that's just like metal as fuck. Searing Spear is good. If everyone wants to play copters and other stuff, and other like chain whirlers, the Searing Spear is good. I stand by that. Let's get super metal. 20 lands, 16 mountains with 4 chain whirlers and 4 drops. But no, I think my only takeaway really, or my 2 takeaways is you should play 4 Hazoret and you should probably play up to 4 Price of Progress on your side, but no less than like 2, because this card will just win unwinnable matchups. I think this gives you so much leverage against like all the other like greedy 3-color decks or Cloud Post decks, which are bad. I think the Cloud Post match is like not great without Price. They can just turn for you. You just die. You don't have nothing to do about it. So yeah, I want to be straightforward. I just want to kill. I don't really care. I just want to kill them. Like and those are matchups where like Copter is actively bad. Like that's why I have like boarding out Copters against those like control decks, because I don't think it's good. I just don't think it's. I'd rather just be a burn deck at that point. So just having the transition of that is really strong. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. Price Paragrap's good. Hazoret good. Copter fine. It's a good deck. Red deck's always gonna be a good deck. It's just those decks that don't go away like that and Aggro Slide, which you both see both of those in the top 8s. But definitely the new Kings, Grixis Jokel Hops, Goblins. I think we'll see a lot more an uptick of Goblins for sure. Like 3 decks. What was the top 8 again? I'm not gonna go over the top 8. I'm just too tired. But what was it? Three Grixis decks, 2 Goblin decks, 1 Delver, 1 like aggro side, then 1 red deck. Crazy. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. Appreciate the support. We're gonna end it right here. Like, follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Hope you had fun. If you played in the kickoff, if not, if you didn't play, well then there's always next time. I don't know when the next stream will be actually. I won't stream tomorrow. Maybe Monday, but I can't like promise anything from here on out. So we'll see. If not, then if we don't stream, then definitely check out the YouTube. There is a new video here. I'll probably make some video of this. I don't know yet, but we'll figure out what I can salvage from today. But so definitely go subscribe to the YouTube. Maybe I already subscribed. I don't know what's happening. But thanks everyone for watching. We're gonna head out. See you later.